Maddie, you gotta come with me!
Where?
Back to the future!
Wait a minute, Doc. What are you talking about? Did something happen to me in the future?
No, you turn out fine, but it's Heroclix, Maddie! Something's gotta be done about Heroclix! Okay, here we go.
Doc, you better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads.
Hey everybody, this is Matt. I'm making a new Heroclix, and great Scott! I've just come back from 2 months in the future. Doc Brown took me to the future because he had to show me something, he said, that would impact all of us Heroclix players, and that is the new character cards coming out in the next Heroclix set, Superior Villains of Spider-Man. And we're all used to this ID card and all this stuff on here, like the name and all this stuff, but bam! It is changing. Times are changing. And if you didn't know, WizKids put up a poll on their website and showed people this ID card ahead of time. But now it's actually coming to fruition, and now we're getting them. And now every character card from now on is going to look like this. And there's a lot of stuff in here that's a lot different than the regular ID cards. I mean, let's just look at the ID card. Okay, so it has the character's name right there, Spider-Man. It has their keywords underneath it: Avengers, Spider-Man, Family, and Scientist. Up here it has the set symbol and the set number. So that's interesting. It has the real name Peter Parker right here, where it's near the name. I guess that's kind of good instead of it being on the back. Oh boy, we got to talk about the back pretty soon. So, as you can see at the very top, they put the special powers and the traits, which is interesting. Normally, they put, if you have like a special defense, they would put it with the defense powers and stuff. But now it's like mixed in with the rest of everything. So I guess they're going to put all the special stuff at the top and then put any kind of regular powers below that. And I understand why they're going to do that. And we'll explain that in a second. Also, it looks like he has improved movement elevated. But the way they list it is really interesting. Like, improved movement elevated. We're so used to seeing it like in a horizontal fashion, and seeing it wrapped around a circle, it's going to be really weird, especially if someone has like improved movement and improved sight, improved targeting. I mean, that thing could be all the way around here, you know? So it's interesting. Let's look at some of his powers. Call and help from the Spider-Verse. Once per turn for all characters with this trait, when Spider-Man hits an opposing character, after action resolve, you may roll a d6 that can't be rerolled. On a 3, 4, 5, or 6, place another friendly character with the Spider-Man family keyword adjacent to this character. So I guess if Spider-Man punches somebody, or just shoots him, I guess, with his web, you could place another Spider-Man character next to him, and that person could attack. And then maybe it's for all characters with this trait, you know. So I guess they could all roll and then be placed. I don't know. It seems like a really a gang up tactic, really. It seems kind of weird. Yeah, it seems kind of. Why would he be calling in help if he hit an opposing character? Shouldn't it be the other way around? If he gets hit by an opposing character, he calls in help. That is kind of weird. That is definitely kind of weird. Sorry if this is shaking a lot. Okay, let's look at his trait. My spider sense is going off like crazy. Spider-Man can use super senses. When he does, increase the result of his roll by 1 for every 100 points of the attacking character's cost. So an interesting question here is 102. Would Spider-Man get 2 extra points? Because it's technically there's 100 and then another percentage of 100. Because I know that's how team bases work. I know with working together, if a team base is like 230 points, you get 2 actions because it's 1 per 200 points or fraction thereof. This one just says for every 100 points of the attacking character's cost. So I would say it's probably different and say like they have to be 200 points to get plus 2 to the super senses, 300 points to get plus 3. But if you are going against a one-man army that's 300 points, he will get shape change on a, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is pretty freaking crazy. And it's useful against anybody. It's like 100 points or less. He'll get it on a 4, 5, or 6 then. So that's not bad. And then he has other powers. Looks like he has charge. He probably starts out with charge, super strength, super senses. No, well, no, actually, he probably starts out with this. So probably starts out with charge, super strength, the special defense, and close combat expert, and then he'll bounce on to flurry, exploit weakness, and then he'll end up with sidestep and maybe exploit weakness, and then regular super senses. Yeah, something like that. Now this is where it all goes down. The big change, everybody. Bam, dudes. So as you can tell, the character's doll, the entire doll is printed on the back of the card now. And that is a huge shakeup. Also, the point value is listed. I wonder, is it not listed up here? Huh, I would have put it like in the corner or something like point value 70. Um, because that means people are going to have to be looking at the back when they're making their teams to know what the point total is. And so this is going to shake up a lot of things. I mean, this part right here is their comic information. That's not that bad. But this part right here, there's a lot of people that did not want to see this on the back of a card for multiple reasons. One reason was it just made the game easier for people. Like currently in the game, if you're fighting someone and you're playing your pieces and you're like, okay, I know if I push, he's gonna land onto this click. You know, you can plan that ahead of time. But now any player can just look at the back of the card and be like, okay, let's see, I'm on my third click. Do I want to push? No, I probably don't want to push because he's gonna bounce onto this. So it takes some of the strategy out of it because now everybody has access to what's going to come up in the next click or two. And you know that was always a big part of the game. No, you can't click further into the dial to see what's going to happen. I don't know how many little kids I've had to stop clicking, be like, no, you can't click. You can't see what's going to come up. That's part of the fun of the game. This, to see if you push, will you randomly land on a click you weren't expecting. Now you'll be able to expect it perfectly. You'll know exactly what's coming up, and you know if you're on click number 3 and your opponent hits you for 4 damage, you're dead. Because I mean you know how many clicks of life you have perfectly. Now here's one of the really hazardous parts of this, and that is the opponent can see the dial. And a lot of players were originally when WizKids proposed the card design, the dial was on the front of the card, and players were like, "No, no, that's not good. Your opponent's gonna be able to see your dial, and they're gonna be like, okay, let's see. I have energy explosion, triple target. He has 1 click of life left. I'll put 1 into him. This other person has 3 clicks of life left. I'll put the rest into him. And perfectly know how to KO your pieces." So what they did was they moved the dial to the back of the card and then made a rule and said your opponent cannot look at the back of your card. Which, yeah, that's gonna be easy to enforce. So I think what we'll likely see is people using like sleeves, and then be like, so they put all the information on the front, so you can be like, yeah, this is what all the powers do. You can look at it. Okay, I see all the powers. And then if they accidentally look at the back, yeah, they don't see it. They don't see the dial. So I think a lot of people are gonna have to invest in some sleeves so that your opponent just doesn't see the dial. And then during the game, I think some people are worried it's gonna make it longer to play people because they're gonna be looking at all their dials, going, okay, that's what's gonna happen, okay, and then okay, then this other thing that's gonna happen, and then okay, so if I push this person, and then but this person, okay, but if I do that, see, like beforehand, if you knew it in your head, then like you knew what was going to happen. You could plan. You were really quick at planning stuff around. But now everybody's going to have access to this. All the players are going to have access to this stuff, and it's going to be like, okay, well, I don't really want to push him because he's going to land onto that. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? You know what I'm saying? So I think this is really going to shake up a lot of stuff. And Professor Doc Brown was totally right in taking me to the future to show me this, so I could show all you this. because this is going to shake up a lot of stuff. It really is. You may not think it is, but I think it really is. I think we're going to see a lot of people with sleeved cards, and even then, like, it's still going to be tricky. It's still going to be weird. Also, some of the stuff, some of my critiques on the overall design of the card, how do I know the rarity of this piece? Supposedly this black up here is supposed to mean it's a common, but what's weird is, like, how can that be a common? Because on a regular figure, it's a white tab. So wouldn't it make more sense if this was white up in here? Or does it mean the name is going to be white if it's a common and then be green if it's an uncommon? I don't know. It's a bigger picture of the sculpt, which is kind of nice, but I don't personally like this going all the way around it. I really liked it when it was in a horizontal fashion, like on this dude. It's very easy to read. Improved movement hindering, boom. Now you're looking at this thing going like, okay, I see the plus sign. Okay. I mean, part of me didn't even see this at first when I was looking at it. I was like, what are these little circles going around it? And for pieces that have a crap ton of special powers, that's going to push a lot of this stuff. It's going to be really hard to cram pack it into there, you know? And it's going to have to be pushed onto the second thing, which means your opponent may. I wonder what's going to happen though. If they give a piece so many special powers that one ends up on the back of the card, your opponent's going to have to be able to read it. But they can't see this part. So what do? Do you just be like, okay, here, you can look at it. Here, you can look at it, but you can't see that part. Do you actually literally bend the card? And then, so bend it there so they can see that part of it, but they can't see the other part? I don't know. Um, but this is a really interesting thing that's going to be coming out in about 2 months. The Superior Villains of Spider-Man set. The pre-releases will start about the midway through July, and the set should come out officially the first week in August. So definitely check that out. I'm sure they're going to be showing previews of it, probably starting this month. And definitely type down below what your thoughts are on the new design of the character cards and how you think it's going to impact the game. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you have a fantastic day, everybody. Bye-bye.